everybody, this is Christine with Cocoa Daisy, and I'm giving you a couple of ideas, hopefully some inspiration, using the Spice Market, which is our August collection, the Spice Market Modern Memory Keeping Kit. And this kit is geared for just about any kind of scrapbooking, memory keeping, pocket memory keeping, card making, paper crafting, endeavor that you have, just about anything that you like to do and that fits under that umbrella, this kit will work with. And so I try to do some different things each month. A lot of times I do a 12 by 12. I have done a pocket in the past, so make sure you go back and look at some of the previous videos. Oh, and always remember to like and subscribe. That helps. Comment also. I love to have comments. It's great. Anything that you would like me to do in the future as far as a layout. I will tell you that I do try to do a pocket one. I did one a little while back. I don't do that very often simply because it's just not anything that I usually end up cutting it apart to fit in my album because it's not something I normally do, but I'm always happy to try new things and show you examples as well. So we're going to dig in. I did something a little different. Instead of a 12 by 12 this month, I did an 8.5 by 11, and I really, really like it. I love the smaller size. The scale is nice. It's not a larger square like I'm used to, so it was a little bit different that way. But I really liked it. I liked the smaller, like I said, the smaller size was kind of fun to work with. And so I have this fun picture of Mr. Daisy here sitting in one of the egg chairs from our vacation. And when I saw the Live Life with a Little Spice card, the pocket card, I knew that was perfect for this picture. So that was why I wanted to use that. I also loved the weave of the chair. I thought it mimicked this patterned paper really well. So I thought that was kind of fun. And also kind of the brown and white, the black and white, it kind of mimicked those neutral tones. And then if you look in here, there's a little bit of yellow and there's a little bit of orange. So we're able to pull that out with some of the die cuts and the patterned paper. So I thought that worked really well also. So what I did is I cut a strip of this paper, but I didn't want just this bold paper. I wanted to add a little bit, like I said, a little bit of color to kind of draw that out. So I used this fun stamp paper and added a little bit on the top and bottom. And a little design thing, if you'll notice, I have the line or the edge of that stripe going right into his eye, right into his face. And that's done on purpose because that line draws your eye to that spot, which is where you always want to draw a viewer's eye, is right into the main focus of your photograph, which if it's a person, it's to their face. The other thing that I did is this half circle mimics the half circles in the photograph, and it kind of serves as a bump to push your eye back into the photo as well. So your eye comes down, it looks here, and then it goes over because he's kind of looking down, and then it goes into the little pocket card. And so you see that. You also follow this line of the little spoon going down as well. So little kind of design, little design secrets there to kind of help you as well. Because the other nice thing, if I do have a 12 by 12 printer, but if you don't, the nice thing about doing an 8.5 by 11 is you can also print directly on your page, which is what I did here. I figured out where it would land on the page and then how much room I needed for the title. And then I just ran this through the printer and added my journaling. And then actually part of my title as well. And then I used the Puffy Alphas to add the title on there. And then just to kind of add a little something, and I just love these because they add just a little bit here and there whenever you need it, are the word and phrase stickers. So I added that on there as well. Like I said, the little bit of chipboard. And then I was done, but it just felt like it needed just a teeny something more. I didn't want to do glitter dots. I didn't really want to use the die cuts. I was saving those for my other project. So I really wasn't, I still may. These are so gorgeous. These mandala clear acrylic die cuts, aren't they beautiful? I still may go in and add one of these. I'm not sure. I'm just not 100% because I like the simplicity of it. But as I said, I was looking at it, I'm like, it just needs a little something. This is awfully white out here. So what I did is I took just a teeny bit of rub-on. I cut a little bit of it apart and I put a little bit here and a little bit here. And then I felt like it was all that it needed. It just had that little bit of touch of color that kind of pulls that across the whole page. So that is my 8.5 by 11 layout. And I actually didn't do any stamping on this one, but that's okay because I think I used just about every single stamp on the next one. So let me show you that. And what I did here is I have to move some of this stuff so I can show this to you. I created a spread in my daisy planner. So I wanted to do something a little bit different with the dates, and I loved this tag stamp. So what I did, I took, and we still have some of these in the store. If you look under the stamp section in the Daisy store, we still have some of these number sets left. And they're the perfect size for on your Daisy planner. So this is not part of the kit. These were part of a kit a while back. I think it was May. We had these in a kit in the Modern Memory Keeping kit. I believe it was May. And so I stamped them in a nice bold black. And then I went and I stamped the tag over top in just kind of like a charcoal gray. And then I did something fun, got my artsy on. I took some chalks, and you can just use a Q-tip or you can use a magnet or a makeup sponge. And then I colored in yellow. I colored in the little tags with the yellow because there's yellow in the photographs and there's yellow in the die cuts and that. So I thought it was a good color to add. And I love the way that turned out. It's very uniform. It's very bold. But I like it. I really like how that turned out. So that's a fun way to add some color. And you don't have to worry about, like, sometimes watercolor. The paper will work fine with watercolor. But if you are at all worried about it soaking through, or if you're worried about markers soaking through, or if you're like me and you're not very good at blending markers, the chalk is a great way to add color without it warping the paper at all or seeping through. So that's what I did there on those. And then I added my photographs, one for each day. And then I went through, and like I said, I had saved all of these from the previous. I didn't really use them on the other layout because I knew I was going to use a bunch of them. These little stamp die cuts, I love these. Part of the reason I love them is that they will work with anything. They're a little vintage. They're just a fun shape. They're fun colors. And they don't really scream any particular theme. So I love that you can add these, you can layer these on a layout, and it's just going to be great. They're not going to clash with anything. Like you could tuck them behind photographs and you can layer them. You could stamp this tag and layer a bunch of these. There's even a little stamp of the stamp on there as well. So I laid, and remember all of our die cuts are stickers, so I laid those across. There's a few of them that I added a little foam adhesive just to raise them up. I added a couple of the chipboard pieces on here as well, and I layered one of the die cuts under this one. So this die cut circle I put under the photograph and then added the little chipboard circle because we were eating out for Father's Day. And to kind of bring because we did Father's Day with my dad the day before, and then we did Father's Day with Jeffrey on Sunday, I wanted to make that kind of a cohesive thing. So that's why I took the title and kind of ran it across both pages. So you have Father's Day fun. So it kind of joins all of that together. This was a die cut, this little half lemon, and I took this stamp, just can't get enough of this, and stamped it on the die cut. It fit perfectly, and tucked that under that little photograph. That was a stamp. And then this one is fun because you can stamp this in a color and use it as a little background watercolor piece, kind of similar to what we have with the rub-ons. So I stamped that in, again, in the yellow to kind of continue on with that and make it cohesive. And then I stamped the take note of this moment over top. And then I added a few of the fun little word phrases, the word phrase stickers, added a couple of those. And then just to kind of break up, everything is very, very horizontal. And to kind of break that up, I made this photograph a little bit bigger and turned it a little. So it's just a little askew and it's a little bigger, and it just kind of breaks everything up so that it's not so linear. And I think just design-wise, it breaks it up just enough, and I like that. I added the little half circle piece of chipboard there as well. And then what I did is I took I took one actually. And remember to staple your rub-on sheet to your backer sheet and then cut out the rub-ons as you use them. Don't try and rub them on from the sheet. So I cut out this one and I cut it into a couple little pieces and then just put that a little bit there and a little bit there. I may go back and add a little here. I'm not sure. I just have to kind of play with it. There's a teeny little piece right there that you can hardly see. But so that is my my weekly spread for, oh, I want to mention something new that I found. So you see the journaling on here. I'll grab this. What I did is I struggle with how I want to add my journaling because it's the last thing that I do. So it's not something I can run through the printer necessarily because I have to wait and see what kind of space I'm going to have. I've tried handwriting. I'll do that sometimes. Or I've tried printing it out in boxes and cutting it out and putting it on there, which can make it a little busy. And then I saw Jenny use this clear sticker paper. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That is epic. That is like, that solves all of my problems. So what it is it's clear sticker paper that you run through your printer and you can cut down. And so that's what all of my journaling is. I just printed it out, I cut them out, and I stuck them down. And you don't really see the edges. They fit perfect. And yeah, and it looks like it was printed right on there. And I absolutely love it. And this is 20 sheets. It's the L'Occitane brand, and I got this from Amazon. So you can get it there. I don't remember the cost. I don't think it was too bad. And there may be other brands as well that you can get that maybe have more sheets or maybe more matte. I didn't find that this was too shiny. I did print it out and let it sit for about an hour just to make sure there was no smearing, and then I didn't have any problem when I cut it apart. But yeah, complete game changer. I'm so excited about that. So that is my other layout using the Spice Market August Collection Modern Memory Keeping Kit.